The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, because you could be watching this at any time of the day. In the words of Ryan D, who is not here today, obviously. Ooh, bars. Okay, so we have here Kaylan. Okay, period. Well, welcome back, Kaylan. You may recognize him from previous episodes, He is our lovely guest host, as always, bringing the youthfulness and the curls for the squirrels. So, before we get started, how are you feeling today, Kaylan?
I'm feeling great. How are you feeling, Dwayne?
Oh, I'm feeling fantastic. Okay, little do y'all know, before we went live, I definitely scarfed down a whole breakfast sandwich. It had like a bacon, lettuce, eggs, American cheese. I'm not gonna tell y'all the condiments because some of the girls be like, "Oh my god, you put that on there?" Yes, I did. Okay, stop being so bland. Anyway, but I'm feeling great as well. Full. Okay, I still have some fries on the side, but we're gonna get into those on the commercial break. Now, excuse me. So before we get into it, I would like to thank the CDC, APLA Health, and Pyro Media Network, together with the monies and the resources and the amazing production. We are here to make this show popping, okay? So, what programs does Healthy Him have going on right now, Kaylan?
So Healthy Him has their linkage to care. We are still promoting our Healthy Him checklist.
Her.
We're doing our swap and chill.
I know that's right.
So, come and check us out.
And that's on period. All right. So then we also have our prep and pep, right? And then on Tuesday, on today, we have we have our hip hop class that happens from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. for recruit. So come through and shake a tail feather. And then on Thursday, we have BQT. Now, Kaylan, do you want to Sorry, we get notes from production on the side. So we're just reading through and adjusting as we go. It's a very candid, very real show. So you are with us in real time. Okay. But yes, on Thursday, we have a Black Queer Talks where you can see myself, Kaylan, and Ryan D all in the same room with a bunch of other Black queer males, 18 and up. It is a space for healing, a space for conversation, a space for thoughts, a space for, growth. Whatever you want it to be, it is a safe space for you. Okay, so come through. Ooh, oh my God.
Come on, boy.
Okay, look. Nicki Minaj, better watch out. Oh, excuse me. Better watch out, girl. Let's get into the topic of today. It is Meet the Plug. And today we will be talking with, okay, there we go. So today's topic is Meet the Plug. And guess who is the plug? It is none other than Kaylan. He is our Linkage to Care Specialist. So on today, we will be talking about life after a HIV positive diagnosis. Like, how to get linked into care. What does that look like here at Out Here Sexual Health? Okay. So before we get into it, because like I said, we've seen Kaylan before, but we haven't really. Excuse me, y'all. I told you I had a sandwich. We haven't really dived deep into like who Kaylan is as the person. We got into his love life. We've gotten into his sex life. Okay, he let us into his bedroom with the first agenda. Okay, if you missed that episode, tune in. Okay, because they got very passionate. But who is Kaylan the person?
Kaylan the person, other than billionaire playboy philanthropist Jake.
Yes.
No. I am a linkage to care court specialist, going out here helping the girls. I'm really passionate about helping the community.
Yeah.
I mean, I am, for those of y'all who want to know, I am a 31-year-old African-American man. Yes.
Yes.
Not 31.
Yes.
Did y'all think he was 31?
I know.
Put in the comments below if you
I
thought
know.
Kaylan was
You
31.
gagged.
Right.
And I am taken, but doesn't hurt.
Oh, so it's giving like look but don't touch. Like what is?
Definitely look. Everybody enjoys a compliment. If you can, feel free to compliment me all the time. I will definitely take it.
I know that's right. Okay, so let's get into why we are here today. Linkage to care. So what does it mean to be linked into care?
So what linkage to care, that whole sentence, what that means is for someone who comes in and are diagnosed and find out that they are HIV positive, the linkage to care, we would essentially set you up with a doctor, make you an appointment, get you medication, get you everything that you would need in order to stay healthy. So that's the process of linkage to care. The whole goal is to get you to be undetectable. And for those of you who don't know what undetectable is, it's when your viral load has been reduced so low that it can no longer be registered on a test, which means you cannot transmit the virus to anyone else.
Wow. Let's give it up for that. Everybody loves to be undetectable, okay?
Because it's very important.
It is, there is definitely life after HIV, okay? Just because you have it and it is with you forever does not mean you have to be in fear or live in fear of transferring it.
And you should not live in fear. We are no longer back in the days where HIV is a death sentence.
That part.
And education is key. So soak in all this knowledge while you're getting it.
Okay, period. Because we got the plug on helping him today, okay? So, how long have you been doing Linkage to Care?
I have been doing Linkage to Care for 4 years. So I started in San Diego.
Okay, is that where you're from?
Yes.
Okay.
So born and raised in San Diego, and a new Gaby to Los Angeles.
Okay, Gaby. Welcome to Los Angeles.
So I started work there. Originally, it was just doing volunteer work for a organization out in San Diego. And I volunteered with them for 7 years and then eventually got into this work, just helping other people, because it can be frustrating when, for young Black gay men going in to get tested or anything like that, and you aren't seeing proper representation. There's nobody there who looks like you. So when they offered me an opportunity to make some changes with that, I definitely took it and was more than happy to step up into that role so that, people had representation. So not everyone that you went in to go see, you had a Nancy, a Sarah, a Bob, a Tom, but how many of them were saying they were going in to see a Kaylan, a Dwayne, a Ryan?
Right. Exactly. So, people that look like us.
This melanated, this skin.
Okay, look, and it's glowing, baby. It's glowing, okay?
So yes, I've been doing it for 4 years, and it has been amazing, helping so many different people, seeing so many different people, hearing their stories, seeing where they had came from and where they are now. So it's a really amazing feeling.
What would you say is like the most fulfilling part about like working in Linkage to Care?
So the most fulfilling part is when you can sit down with your client and they're letting you know that, hey, I'm undetectable, everything is going great, and they're adhering to their medication. So when they're taking their medication on time, like they're supposed to, and then they get that you're undetectable, and then they don't need you. I mean, it's bittersweet, but you know that, okay, if they do need something, they can always come to you. But the best part is when they're like, you know what, I got a handle on this. I can take it from here by myself. You've been great, but I got this. So for me, that's always the best part. I mean, you know, I feel like, you know, my babies are ready to leave the nest.
Okay, period. I was about to say that. I was like, you better push your babies out the nest.
But, you know, they can't be suckling forever. You know, she done got flat because so many people done robbed the milk.
Oh no, we gotta pump them up.
See, I ain't got the chest like that. I can't do all of that.
Okay, so you've been doing this for 4 years. So I mean that you're very, I think it's safe to say you're very knowledgeable about, like, you know, the whole linkage process and things of that nature. So like, what would someone need, or what is required to be linked into care?
So the first thing they would need is a letter of diagnosis from either a doctor or even a clinic just like ours. So it's just that one piece of paper that's letting them know that, hey, my results came back, I'm positive, where do I go from here? So that it starts with just that letter of diagnosis.
So period. So you're gonna walk up in here and you're gonna see me or Kaylan or Ryan D very soon. Okay. Because he's getting certified right now, y'all. That's why he's not here.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. So you're gonna come in, we're gonna prick your finger, and if you do get a positive diagnosis, you know we're gonna be here. We have tissues, you know, we have chapstick.
We got shoulders.
We have shoulders, nice shoulders, okay? Don't let the white fool you, okay? He got shoulders under here, y'all.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
He be trying to hide and act all shy. See, that's why he blushing right now. But they under there. And then if you do get a positive with us with the NC test, like, that's fine. We still have to do a confirmatory. Do you want to like walk through like the confirmatory and what that means?
So the confirmatory test, you would then be sent over to the lab. They would do a full blood draw panel on you just to make sure, because as you know, they're taking out a nice little vein. They're getting it all. So they're gonna do a full blood screening for you, and with that blood screening, they can let you know as far as if you are diagnosed with HIV and it's a confirmed diagnosis, your viral load, and just like from there, they'll just start chopping it down, what type of medications you could use, which one they think would be better suited for you. So
and for your body.
Yes, because the medication, if taken improper, it's no joke. Like, they do have some side effects, but as long as you take the medication as prescribed on the label,
we should have that like
I'm stressing the on the label part, because a lot of people just think that they can pop a pill down their throat and it's completely fine. If it says take with food, take with food.
And that doesn't mean dick.
Yes, semen is not considered a food group, so I'm gonna need you to some fruit, some vegetables, some meat. Don't just nibble on a little bit of cereal and be like, I ate some food. 2 now laters is not food.
Not 2 hours. You know, get some crackers if you can, get some rice. I understand that we are all in different positions, but also we both incentivize. So if you come in and get tested with us, we can still incentivize you. And, you know, then you could go to Target or wherever you would like to go. Get you a little meal real quick before, you know, you take your meds.
So yes. And then once you've gone through the process and you've gotten that confirmatory test, then you would come and see me. I know. Stop.
Well, yes.
Exactly. So you would come and see me, and then from there we would go through the steps of linkage to care, which we would then get into the artist portion of it. So with artists, I would, you know, talk to you. I'd be there with you every step of the way. So as I like to say it, for the next 3 months, you know, we're going to be married. So you're going to get all of this for the next 3 months.
Turn the lights on.
All of this for the next 3 months. I love how I said that and the lights turned out. As soon as I said you get all of this and the lights turned out, I'm like, ciao.
Oh no. It's okay. They was like, it's time. You said we can have all of it, right? Lights out. Okay.
Exactly.
They were like, we like it with the lights off. Okay.
So yeah, you will come and see me, and with that, I'll take you through the process. We'll set you up with a doctor. We'll get you medication, and then you'll just meet with me periodically. We'll go through goals. Just sit down and talk, because it can be a stressful moment. So sometimes a lot of people just need someone to talk to, and so I'll be here to talk to you even with that. So that way you know that you're not alone. And if you do have to tell someone, then we can also be here to help you when you do want to tell someone, like, hey, this is what's going on with me, my status. We can be there to give them the right information. We won't tell them for you, but we could definitely be there as a point of contact to just like break down what it is.
Wait, hold up. Pump the brakes. We gotta stop the tape, spin it back. Let's go around again. Okay, so you're saying that I don't have to tell my partners directly if I get diagnosed positive.
You do. It would be best for you to tell them,
but I don't have to, right? Because
you don't.
I'm scary.
You don't have to, because it's your right not to. But if
you
you are
going to, that's my business.
Engage,
the brand.
If you are going to engage in sex with your partner,
mm-hmm.
It would be beneficial to tell them. That way they know exactly what they're getting into and can take steps to protect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so, condom use, PrEP, and even PEP if needed.
But what if y'all call them?
So we can call them. We won't let them know what we're calling them in for.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we can call them, and then they can meet you. You can meet us, and we'll all just sit in a room. You can break down and talk to them, and we'll come in with the educational portion as basically there to help you guys through it, and also make sure that nothing crazy breaks out because things get a bit difficult.
Oh my gosh, no, because already all my life I had to fight. Okay, so I don't. And Juneteenth just passed. Don't do me like this. Like, So okay, so we're gonna have what is it called? Is it partner services? It's partner services, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So partner services will basically call, and they'll call in my partner. They won't tell them what it's for. Are they going to mention my name?
No, they will not mention your name.
But he don't know. They don't know something. But it's okay. I'm really going with this like this is a real scenario, y'all. But okay. Kaylan has to step away
for just a moment.
For a tad. But anyway. Hi. It's me now. Hello. Okay, but anyway, we do have partner services, just getting more into that and more in depth with that. Child, we live, so it is what it is. But yes, we have partner services. As Kaylan mentioned, you would do an NC test and then a confirmatory test where they do a blood draw, and that's where you would get like the confirmation slip, basically, that he was mentioning, to where you would need to be that you would need to prove that you need linkage to any type of medicine. If you need food, we have a food pantry. If you need housing, we have a housing section that is not too far from our Baldwin Hills location. So, hey, come check that out too. And just so many others. We have a clothing pantry too. Like, we have so many resources. So it is definitely, if anything, it's a very beneficial and a very good and like prosperous and fruitful life after an HIV positive diagnosis. We live. All right, well, come on. Hold on, wait. Kwame, get the Healthy Him logo ready, because we have a last minute arrival to our show. The one, the only, Dr. Moore. Welcome, doctor. Welcome.
Thank you. What's all these gladiolas and whatnot?
You know, we gotta add a little ambiance. I told you know, see, this is how I know you don't watch us, but it's okay. We still watch you from time to time.
This is cool. Y'all doing the background.
Right.
I like
You know,
it.
it was actually Ryan's idea. One day I came in and he was doing a little something. And I was like, all right.
So listen, I had to jump on real quick because Kaylan had to go do his job. So we have someone that's in need of our assistance. So it's like, hey, this is important, but in person, face-to-face, one-on-one individuals are equally as important. So Kaylan wants to knock that out, and I'm stepping in before he comes back. So what we talking about?
But look, he's equally, if not more handsome, okay?
I mean,
so today we are talking about Meet the Plug.
meet the plug.
Meet the Plug, aka Kaylan, who is our Linkage to Care Specialist.
Oh,
you get it?
I went straight to butt plug. I was like,
well,
they talk?
Hey, you know, he does have a couple of toys, you know. But we were just going over. We met Kaylan. We went over what it means to be linked into care.
Okay.
How long he's been doing it, and then what the people will need. Okay. So we left.
They'll need to have HIV.
Okay.
Let's start there.
We definitely
Step one, you must be positive.
Yes. Okay.
Don't be coming to get linked in the care. You got HIV. Don't be trying to just fake it and whatnot.
Right.
No, you gotta have HIV to get linked in the care.
They be like, look, I need services. I need food.
Right.
I need something.
You need to be infected.
Oh,
can't help you. Can't help you.
You know what? You're in the
because
wrong
you know why?
department.
Because oftentimes we HIV, yeah, it's very complicated, and I'm not trying to downplay it, but we can't be so heavy about it.
Right.
We can't be so heavy about it. People are contracting HIV every day, and if you don't want it, then wear a condom or whatnot. But Kaylan's job is super duper important. Get on PrEP.
Biomedical is important too.
Or PEP, but Kaylan's job is super duper important because people are living with HIV and they're just not in care, and that's because we make getting into care so strenuous and so stressful.
Right.
And so but getting into care is as easy as going to the grocery store to get you a carton of milk.
It really is.
It really is.
It's just a matter of like what place you would like to get linked in the care. Like what doctors, what nurses make you feel at home. Who is going to treat you like the person? Who is going to hear you and your needs?
And having someone that really understands what it means to just navigate a confusing system. So that's why it's good to have a linkage to care coordinator that understands the system and can talk to you in language you understand. Because sometimes the doctors will see you as just a number and not realize, yo, doc, I didn't go to school for this. I don't know what all this stuff means. Break this down. And I'm in shock because I just found out I have something in my system that I cannot get rid of. I can't pee this out. It's in me. It's in my bloodstream. So doc, slow down. Take a light beat. I'm not a number. I'm a human. So that's why having a linkage to care representative is so important, because they'll be that mediator and say, yo, doc, ease up on my client a little bit. So Kaylan's job is extremely important. So if you are scared about getting linked into care, if you are nervous about it, don't know how this process is going to work, come on down. Meet Kaylan. Meet me.
Right.
Meet Dwayne.
Right. Meet somebody who looks like you.
And I'm original.
You know what I mean. Do I have to? All right. Well, this is the doctor. It was a pleasure having. Oh, you did that quick. I didn't even
listen. I'm just a filler. Kaylan's back, so I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna be replaced. Well, hold on.
Oh, well, first of all, you have your own show.
Right.
Okay, right.
The Dante Show, Monday and Tuesday, Facebook Live and YouTube.
Not the plug on our show. All right, well, it's okay. I'm gonna tap in on the next episode and be in the comments like crazy, like watch the Healthy Him show.
Right. Speaking of tapped in, if you're out there getting tapped right now, make sure you're using a condom or get on PrEP. Don't tap raw. Tap wise.
TM.
All right, I'm out, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Crazy. Oh, okay. Hey.
Hello, doors.
I really hope y'all are enjoying this little switcheroony that we've been doing the whole episode, okay? Because I am thoroughly entertained. I am
Switch girls, just skinwalkers. We just met more.
I know that's right. He said unzip. And then two. Okay. And I would just like to take the time to thoroughly thank again our amazing producer and production company, Pyro Media Network, okay, because they are doing stunts and shows today, baby. Stunts and shows, okay. They are changing names, they are fading in and out, okay, like, and we appreciate it because I just working. Okay, but back to what people will need. Do they need insurance to be linked? Like, how does that work? Because I have like a couple of homies, let's say, that might need to be linked, but they just moved here from like Dallas and Atlanta and Massachusetts.
Okay, so a lot of people that do show up, it would be good if you do have insurance, but if you don't fret. So they do have Ryan White, which is something that.
What is that?
Ryan White?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryan White is a program that helps people that are either newly diagnosed or living with HIV to be able to pay for their doctor's visits and just making sure that they can be seen by a provider. I don't know if you guys are familiar with how Ryan White even came to be, about the little boy who became positive. He wanted to go to school, couldn't go to school. People didn't want. So if you haven't read up on Ryan White and his story, definitely check it out. It was really good.
Is he black?
No.
What's their ethnicity?
He was a white boy living in the country.
Oh, I thought that was just his name, but I guess Ryan White was really white.
Yeah. So they have Ryan White, Carrie White,
Oh wow, yes. I used to like me some Carrie.
Definitely. But and then they also have ADAP that also helps as far as paying for your medication.
I've heard of that one.
So yes, Ryan White will cover your appointments and ADAP will cover your medication. So even if you don't have insurance, you'll have those to cover you until you get medical insurance, which they can also help you get insurance even while you're under Ryan White and ADAP. Just to make sure that you will always be taken care of. So we don't want you without insurance because we don't want you without your medication.
So would you be able to like walk them through like the process of Ryan White and the ADAP program?
Yes. So
do they have to do it on their own or do you do it for them?
So I could do it with them or they can do it on their own. So what they would do is essentially just get paperwork to fill out and they're going to start filling it out right away. And any questions that they might have, I'll be right there because I know some people are like, I don't want to put my full social. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. How do I know?
Right.
I don't want people sending stuff to my house. So we're here to make life so much easier for you. So you let me stress so you don't have to. So let me pull my hair out and you just sit back and, relax. I'm here to take care of all the rough stuff while because you already have a lot going on. So you just woosah.
Yes, we appreciate you risking the curls for the girls.
Exactly. I'm gonna be your sword and shield. I got you.
I know that's right. Okay. Is there anything else that we need? Okay, so they have the confirmatory. You have to, as the doctor said. Well, first of all, you got to be HIV positive, and that was on period, baby. Okay. He was not playing no games. And what else do you need?
So after you get your confirmatory and after you signed up for Ryan White ADAP, then you would see your provider. Your provider would then, all that time so within like that 2-week span, they're getting your medication. They've already tested which one is best for you. They would then get your medication sent over to you. So you would then go to a pharmacy, pick up your medication, and as soon as you pick up your medication, get some food and take your medication. Set an alarm to take your medication.
And if you don't have food, we got snacks, okay? Just don't be ashamed to let us know that you are in a position where you cannot purchase food or you need some assistance with food. Because we have snacks. We have multi-packs of chips. We got multi-packs of Pringles. We got cookies. We got gummies and things. We got anything that you may need, but don't get crazy.
Exactly. We are not a grocery store.
Because Ryan will get you, okay?
Mama Ryan?
Mama Ryan don't play about her snacks.
Yes.
She'd be like, can I have some more? Exactly. Right. And just like that, it's crazy. But thank you so much on informing us on what we will need for the Linkage to Care portion, Kaylan.
So yes, just come with your letter of diagnosis and your beautiful selves.
Period. And on that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break and hopefully we'll get Let's Get Out.
Are you in need of a quick and easy way to know your HIV status? Swab and Chill is a discreet way to learn your status in the comfort of your own home. The process gives you results in 20 minutes. Swab the upper gums, swab the lower gums, and voila! Simply follow the colorful step-by-step instructions located inside the kit. Or call APLA and we can assist you virtually. In addition, all kits include condoms and lube for that penetrative fun. For our trans clients, we have Swab and Chill Plus, a customizable kit for trans-specific needs. And we haven't forgotten about COVID either. All kits include personal protection gear, like face masks, comfortable yet stylish. A personal touch tool for dealing with those germ-infested handles and ATM keypads. Wet wipes for those little messes that need cleaning up. Also, keep that summer body protected with Swab and Chill sunscreen. And don't forget about our fanny packs for those quick trips to the store. All this can be yours. Simply call Swab and Chill at 323-329-9713 or email us at swabandchill@apla.org. We would love for you to be part of our Swab and Chill family.
Come swab and chill with us!
All right, we are back. All right, yes, give it to us, Kaylan. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
It was all shoulders, no chest.
Okay, it's giving. I don't think you ready for this dinner. I don't think you ready for this dinner. I don't think you ready for this. Cause my body too bootylicious for you, babe.
Come on, vocals.
Okay. All right. So if you're just tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here with Kaylan. Okay, look, I love how that has been there. Like when I introduce you every time. So you have seen him before. You know him. You love him. You wish you could age like him, but you can't. So we are talking about meeting the plug. As you may or may not know, Kaylan is our Linkage to Care Specialist. So we are talking about life after HIV positive diagnosis. Ooh.
I know.
Okay. So we went over who is Kaylan, what does it mean to be linked into care, how long he's been doing this, and what you will need to be linked into care. And no, you don't necessarily need insurance, okay? But what are some roadblocks that you have potentially seen while getting someone into, like, linked into care, getting their medication, getting their services, et cetera, so on and so forth? Like, if any, because, you know, Kaylan's a boss ass, you know.
Girl, where to start? So there have been many of roadblocks that I have seen.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the most prevalent is housing, because a lot of people who are positive, they are living out on the streets. They don't have anywhere to go. So when they're thinking about where am I going to be, where am I going to live, being positive is the last thing that's on their mind. Being linked into care is something that they're not trying to hear at the moment because they're more focused on, I need a place to live, or where's my next meal coming from? I'm homeless. I really don't care about getting linked into care right now. I need to focus on the immediate things. So housing is a big one. Drug use is another. Some people that are doing drugs, they are more caught up in what they're doing to the point where linkage to care becomes an afterthought. And the biggest one is just people's fear of everyone knowing and the stigma that comes behind being HIV positive.
Definitely that.
So that one is like the overall factor, because no one wants to be the one to go, oh, well, I'm positive. This is what's going on with me. Because you always get all the, am I going to die? I don't know how did this happen. I don't know what's going on. Like, we've all heard the stories. We've all seen. But with that, a lot of people let that fear get in the way of them accessing care. So they would rather not know, or even if they do know, they would rather not go into care because they don't want to deal with the stigma. They don't want to deal with the shame. They don't want to take the medication because of things that they've heard or that they've read on the internet, which, let me tell you something about the internet.
Okay, let me tell you
Do
something.
not go on the internet and just pick a site that seems like they have all the answers.
Even if it is WebMD.
I'm like, don't do that, because a lot of their information is not correct. Even when they're talking about the medications, a lot of their information about the medication itself is not correct. So definitely go to a clinic, go to someone who works in this field, go to a provider and get the information for yourself. Not everyone out there that's working in this field, they're not monsters. They're not just trying to get everyone hooked on drugs, but there are certain medications that are beneficial for you based on how your body handles that medication. You can't take what everyone else is taking. It's because Biktarvy works for someone else doesn't mean that Biktarvy's right for you. Stribelt might be the one for you. Genvoya might be the one for you. There are multiple options that are out there, so you don't have to just limit yourself to what someone else is using. So just be very careful when going on the internet to get all this information, because it'll honestly make you feel a lot worse than you were feeling before, because you were already terrified and now you're going in terrified, confused, not knowing what's going on.
And not wanting to take the medication that's actually going to help you.
Exactly. Or wanting to go and see a provider because you believe that every provider, they're going to judge you. Now, I'm not saying that all providers are great, because we all know that they're not.
But ours are.
But ours are great.
Actually.
I can't speak for other agencies, but ours are great.
And so, if they not, you holla at me. Okay?
And definitely let me know. Because we'll get them together.
Okay, real quick.
So those are a lot of different roadblocks that people have, but fear being the most prevalent one, and just not having a strong support system to help them through the tough times that they're obviously going through, because a lot of people, they either don't have their family or they can't tell their family, or they don't have any friends that they could really trust to share this information with, because it's not something that you could just go through by yourself and just be like, oh, I can handle it. Everyone needs to talk to somebody about it. So, I mean, just having a regular stressful day, I need to talk to somebody. So imagine someone being positive and then them adding other stresses on top of that, then they definitely need some type of support, someone to talk to. So that's one of the biggest things for me, is just being that support system for them. Because not everyone has a support system. Sometimes we're the only support system that they have. And if we can do our job making them feel comfortable, making them feel better, then we've done our job. So it's not just getting you on medication, but it's also making sure that you leave in a better mood and in a better sense than you came in. Because it makes no sense for you to come to a doctor's office and then leave even more depressed than you were before you got here.
Yeah, that should never be the case. That should never be the case. If nothing else, you should be able to leave feeling a little bit better, but if not a little bit better, then a little bit more knowledgeable about what's going on in and with your body than you came. Period. And that could be a double entendre.
Exactly. Come on, Dwayne.
I'm a rapper. I don't hear what nobody's saying. You know. So how long is the process as far as from getting the confirmatory to being linked to getting meds to follow-up appointments, etc. and so forth? Like, how long does all of that stuff take? Because it sounds like a lot.
So just the getting into care portion. So once you get your confirmatory, so the first test you do and your confirmatory will both be done on the same day. And you also have set up your first appointment with a provider that same day. So we're not trying to have you like split off and, oh my God. So when that happens, sometimes it can take up to 2 weeks, and sometimes the time can be shorter. We just want to make sure that you get the best provider that we could possibly give you, because not everyone is comfortable. Some people want a female provider, some people want a male provider, some people want a transgender provider. It all depends on what you want. So, and we also want to make sure that you get the right medication. So with that, maybe around 2 weeks for the whole thing, and then you'll get your medication and everything. But after that, you will have to come back every 3 months to see your provider. That way they can make sure that everything's going fine. They can test your levels, they can test your CD4 counts and everything else, just making sure that you are as healthy as possible. And as time progresses, you would then not have to come every 3 months, but then you can come every 6 months. Because then the doctor's like, okay, they're taking their medication, they're undetectable, so they don't need to see me every 3 months. So we can just break it down, and now they can see me every 6 months, because they know that, okay, they're taking their medication, they're doing what they need to do. And if the doctor needs to, they can also look at your results, they can look at your labs and switch your medication over if they feel that it's best and it's something that you want to do. So it's a thing where you're going to have to constantly see your doctor, but you won't be seeing them every week or every day. Like, it'll start at your just 2 weeks for just the overall appointment, getting everything done. And then from there, it will switch over to every 3 months to every 6 months, and then so on and so forth.
Okay. So it's not as tedious as it is it.
It's not as tedious as everyone makes it out to be, because a lot of people they're going off of what they've either read on the internet or things that they've heard from other people.
Okay.
That was God.
All
That
right.
they've heard from other people that are telling them like, oh, well, this process took forever and it was so long, and it's not that long. So it's all about prioritizing your time and working with us. If you're working with us, then we can get you in and out as quick as possible. But if you don't want to work with us, and then we're like constantly chasing you down, and it's going to feel like the process is taking 10 years and it only should have took 2 weeks. So pick your poison.
Right. So what are some like of the like, what is the leading antiretrovirals right now, which are basically the HIV medications? That's what that's the scientific term for them.
Yes. So the leading medications are Biktarvy and Genvoya. So HIV is also set into different categories. So there's always the top tier medications that are coming out with the least amount of side effects. And then lower down are the medications that they were using when HIV first popped up. But with each year, the medication gets better. And even now they have a new medication where you can get, yes.
Yes.
So
Oh, yes. Yes.
So they're also making HIV an injectable shot instead of taking a pill.
Yes, come on, shot.
So,
shot where?
Shot in your arm, shot in your butt, wherever they want to put the shot. So it's
In
going
your arm? I heard it was going in your booty.
So it could go in your booty or it can go in your arm. Some people don't like seeing shot in their booty.
But I thought that's where they were supposed to put it.
They're supposed to put it there, but some people are like, no, my arm got more fat than my booty do. I mean, don't discriminate against little booties.
Hey,
some people ain't got it.
A little butt. It's still a butt.
Exactly. So you can get the shot, and instead of having to take a pill every day, you just have that shot, and then it'll keep you covered for a month. So you would have to go in every month to get the shot. I know it seems like a hassle, but that's if you don't want to take the pill. The pill is always still an option, but if you want the shot, then you can always transition over to the shot. It's whatever makes you more comfortable. Because not everyone likes to swallow pills. Not everyone feels like, they're swallowing a rock.
I mean, some of us swallow rocks for fun.
And if you do that, we are not knocking you for it.
No, but there's a program for that.
So with that, you know, I'm not gonna touch that. But with that, yes, there are different options and there's different tiers of medication. So it all depends on how your body reacts to the medication. So you may not take the same medication as someone else that you know is taking. You might get a completely different one. So it all depends on you and your doctor and you guys having that conversation. Like I can be there with you while you're talking to your doctor, just, you know, like break it down because, you know, most doctors are going to talk to you on a clinical base when some people are like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to bring that PhD down to the high school level.
Right.
Because
Okay.
we didn't do all that. So just making sure that you are knowledgeable on what they're talking about.
Mm.
Like that's the other reason why we're here because, you know, we can speak our normal self and then we can also speak, you know, PhD and all that.
Right. Exactly. Because we are multifaceted. Okay.
Remember, billionaire playboy.
Period. Billions. Billions.
Billions.
Billions. So would you say, like, with all of the resources that we have, do you feel it's important for like HIV positive people to like utilize them?
Yes, I feel
And
like
why?
it's important because we've been dealing with the HIV epidemic since it first came out. And here's some 40, almost 50 years later, we are still dealing with the HIV pandemic. And I know most people don't want to hear the pandemic after COVID, but this has been an ongoing pandemic for decades. So with all the resources that are out there and with all the work that not just this agency, but other agencies are doing to make it so that there is no such thing as HIV in the future, with all these resources, I don't see why a person wouldn't want to. I mean, I understand the barriers and things like that, but we also have resources to help with those barriers. So once it becomes, okay, those barriers are knocked out of the way, then what's your excuse? And if it's simply that you don't want to, then hey, that's fine and dandy. That's all for you. But we're never going to get to the point of where we, as not only Black gay men, but as a race as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
where if people aren't doing their part, then we're never going to get to zero when it comes to HIV.
And that's just not on that. But what does that look like? Like somebody doing their part?
So for people who are not HIV positive, using protection, getting on PrEP, you know, taking care of yourself, taking pride in your health, like go and get tested if you haven't been tested. I recommend, as well as the CDC and everyone else, would recommend you get tested every 3 months. That would be great. So it starts with something small. You don't have to go out and do anything drastic. It's just as simply as getting tested, putting on a condom, seeking information about PrEP. And if you think you may have had an exposure, getting information on PEP, and that's something that you can also take.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you know, you've done your part. And for people who are HIV positive, you're doing your part is getting into care. Even if it's something as small as thinking about getting into care, you're making a difference because those small little things are going to sway how HIV is going to continue to impact the world as a whole.
But especially us.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, most HIV infections are African American and just Black people in general.
Black men.
Definitely Black men.
And then Black women.
So if we're gonna do our part, if we're gonna stand strong together, then we have to stand strong in all aspects, not just one.
Ooh, say that then. I know that's right.
I said what I said.
Ooh.
And I'm not taking it back.
I know that's right.
So
Giving a very much Demi Lovato, sorry, not sorry.
exactly.
With that being said, what advice would you give someone trying to get into care, but they don't want people to know, they don't like taking meds, like, you know, all of the things. Like, what advice would you give them?
So the advice that I would give them is you can take it each step at a time. So we can meet you where you are. And whenever you feel more comfortable to take that next step, then you can take that next step. So you don't automatically have to come out the door just bursting through telling everyone I'm positive, now deal with it. You can, okay, I'm just gonna go and get treatment, but I'm gonna make sure that, you know, things are kept under wrap. I don't want people knowing about it. I mean, we're not out there running around telling people's status. That's not what we're here for.
First of all, we can't. That's illegal, and we can go to jail and
Very
be
much
fined.
so. So it's like we're just here to get you the help that you need, and whenever you're ready to take the next step, then we will be there to help you with that next step. So it's all about whatever you want to do and when you feel the time is right to do it. But we will always be here.
Mm-hmm.
Even we may not be in the same positions that we are in right now, but we will always be here.
Okay.
Because,
Okay.
she's shooting for the stars.
Period. Okay. What would I say? What would I say? I would say just like find out for yourself. Oftentimes we definitely like shoot things down before we even try it. Like we say, oh no, that's not gonna work, or like we listen to the opinions and the experiences of our friends, family members, whoever, and are just like, oh well, if it happened to them, it's gonna happen to me. So like, why even try? Like, and to that I say, because you're you. You know, just because somebody had another experience or like your mind is telling you no does not mean that that is the reality of the situation. Until you try, until you take that first step, you'll never really know like if one you'll be able to attain the not exclusive, but the not secrecy, but the privacy of it all. I can't think of the word at the moment. I'm sure it'll come to me a little later. But will you be able to execute it privately? Will you be able to get your meds without anybody knowing, et cetera, and so forth? And oftentimes, if you just like take the first step and come see us, we will figure all of that. We will figure all of that out together. Like we will hold your hand through the whole process. Just like Kaylan said.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll be married. I will put a ring on and get down on one knee. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm not doing all of that, but I will definitely be there to hold your hand through the process.
Because this man's going to get you.
So, yeah. And just keep in mind that what works for some people don't work for everyone. Like, everyone's body is different. So there are some people who can suppress the virus on their own without the help of medication. And then there's people who need a little extra help from the medication. So it's all about whatever category you sit in. I have no control over your genetics. I don't even have control over my own genetics. They were just given to me. So we work with what we got. But I wouldn't let someone else's experience stop you from going to access care on your own. Because just because they had a bad experience at another place doesn't mean they'll get that same experience. They'll have that same experience, or that you'll have that same experience. Because any experience that you're going to get here is going to be lovely.
Okay.
So.
And let's just stay on that. Well, thank you so much, Kaylan.
Yes, baby. Well, yeah.
That was a meeting the plug. I hope you guys really enjoyed the show today with all of the interesting chaos in the first half of the episode. Again, shout out to Kwame and Pyro Media Network for holding it down and doing what needs to be done. You can follow us at networks.outhere and at Healthy Hemp. You can also follow our other programs and or at transwellness.apla health. Okay. We are doing HIV and STI testing. You can come through and complete the Healthy Hemp checklist and get up to how much, Kaylan?
$50.
$50.
$50.
$50. Right. It's only when it touches it do we get the treatment. But that's what's up. We also can help you not only get linked into care, but get on PrEP and PEP. And don't forget about our dance class tonight and BQT on Thursday. If you have any other questions, you can DM us at the networks and at Healthy Him. So I am Dwayne Savid, and this is Kaylan saying bye.
you.